This is Blount County Planning Commission, but before we get started, we're going to have the emergency exit announcement. Meeting will order and have a quorum. They have a commission, second commission corrections. Seeing none, if you're ready to vote, please do so.
Motion passes.
Motion passes. Next thing, public hearings. We don't have any public hearings, do we, Thomas?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we go down to public input on the agenda. There are two opportunities for the audience to address the commission regarding items. The first is now, where you can talk about anything that we currently have on the agenda. If you need a copy of the agenda, I think there's outside, we have them. You're welcome to go pick one up. If you have something else you want to talk about other than what's on the agenda, there'll be a time for that at the end of the meeting, towards the end of the meeting. So now we're open to items that are on the agenda. If you're here to talk about something that we're going to be discussing on our agenda, now's the time to raise your hand and come forward. Seeing no one, we'll move on. We have no site plan. We're down to preliminary plats. Doug, you want to help us with that?
Yes, sir. First item I have is item B1, re-subdivision of Lot 2, Clyde Kidd Estate. Lots 2R1 to 2R4 off Old Niles Ferry Road by Kenneth French. There's 4 lots, 3 to be served exclusively off the common driveway easement and 1 with road frontage. I have included the outstanding items to be completed on page 5. They are as follows. Number 1, all instructions in the staff analysis, including the developer notice, utility information, SWIP notice of coverage, if applicable, pre-construction meeting and construction of all improvements, including the common driveway, drainage, and utilities. Number 2 is the copy of the maintenance agreement or homeowners association documentation to be supplied to staff for review prior to final plat. And number 3 is the preliminary plat fee. And I will answer any questions you have.
Okay. I was going to ask for a motion to approve conditions. Looks like we have a motion by Commissioner Giles, second by Commissioner Bright. Now, is there any comments or discussion? Commissioner McClellan.
I just want to be sure that the drainage between lots 2R1 and 2R2 is reviewed, because there's a pond to the east that flows that way, and then there appears on the aerial a depression there where the ditch is showing, and then concerned how it will affect the adjacent property of Curtis Myers there. So since it's a preliminary, I want to be sure that the drainage gets reviewed.
Yes, sir. We will do that. Yes, I already have.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, if you're ready, please vote. No, the motion passes. That brings us down to preliminary and final plats on major subdivisions. Again, Doug, can you help us?
Yeah, this is item D1, Anderson property lots 1 through 5 off Old Niles Ferry Road by Bonnie Anderson Trust. There's 5 lots along the county road. The outstanding items to be completed are as follows. Final review and approval by the Blount County Environmental Health Department, including any lot line modifications, designated areas, or notes as applicable. Number 2 is final evaluation by the Highway Department and driveway access determination to be shown on the plat as applicable as well. Number 3, final plat with all certifications. And number 4 is the platting fee and the Environmental Health Department review fee. And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Doug. Are there any questions? Do we have a motion to approve with conditions? We have a motion by Commissioner Franklin, a second by Commissioner Giles. Now, do we have any questions or comments? Seeing none, if you're ready, please vote. Motion passes. Brings us down preliminary and final plats, major or minor subdivisions. Again, Doug, that's yours.
Yeah, this is the replat of lots 1 and 2, Charles Farmer and Ann Farmer subdivision of Hustetler Road, 4 lots. There's 2 new lots and a replat of 2 lots with a shared driveway. The outstanding items to be completed are on page 2. They include signature plats with all certifications, including the Environmental Health Department, electric and water. And number 2 is the Environmental Health Department review fee and the platting fee. And that's it.
We have a motion to approve with conditions by Nick Bright, a second by Commissioner Bledsoe. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, if you're ready, please vote. Motion passes. Doug, item 2.
Yes, sir. This is the replat of tracts 4 to 6 Spurgeon property off Sevierville Road by Paul and Amber Violet. There's 2 lots along the state road and a remainder greater than 5 acres. Outstanding items to be completed. Number 1, signature plats with all certifications, including Environmental Health Department, electric and water. And number 2, Environmental Health Department review fee and the platting fee. And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve with the conditions? We have a motion by Commissioner Franklin, a second by Commissioner Sullins. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, if you're ready to vote, please do so. And the motion passes. Item 3, Doug.
Yeah, this is the replat of lots 4 through 6, Whispering Winds properties off Pleasant Hill Road by Whispering Winds Properties. There's 3 lots along the county road and a remainder greater than 5 acres. The outstanding items to be completed are signature plats with all certifications, including the Environmental Health Department, electric and water. And number 2 is the Environmental Health Department review fee and the platting fee. And that's it.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve with conditions? Have a motion by Commissioner Wells, second by Commissioner Sullins. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, if you will, please vote. Motion passes. Okay, that brings us down to other new business. And that is to review and discuss the resolution from the county commission regarding regulation of data centers. I believe Thomas is going to help us with that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So at last month's meeting, the county commission had just passed their resolution. That's 2606-022 that you all had in your packet. And we hadn't really had time yet to dig into it. Everybody acknowledging that, you know, the county definitely wants to do something. We're going to do something. The county commission outlined some things that they would like to see in future amendment to the zoning regulations. Staff's had a little time to get into it. The county attorney's office has been into it a little bit. There are some things I think that we would like to see some input from y'all now that you've had time to review it. See if there's anything in particular that we want to make sure that we're capturing it. If there's anything above and beyond this. I had several conversations with the legal department over the last few days. We're prepared to start drafting the amendment. There's a couple of things that kind of stood out to me that I just wanted to bring to your attention. Ultimately, what I've been told is we need to draft something, then have legal review it, and make sure it will pass muster, okay? Some of the things that jumped out at me that you know, I would welcome any input as we're starting to draft this. If you look at the first, under the now therefore be it resolved, there's, you know, the commission expresses their intent to heavily regulate AI data centers and cryptocurrency mining facilities, and requests that the Planning Commission prepare appropriate amendments to the zoning ordinance that adds definitions of each. And that's kind of the key to the whole thing, in my opinion, in any good zoning ordinance is to clearly define what it is that we're regulating, right? So I don't know if I was being naive or what, but I sort of thought that would be a really straightforward definition that we would be able to find pretty easily. And I did quite a bit of research on this last couple of weeks. I have sort of landed on, you know, and talking with Scott Stewart, we think that it's probably best to maybe have a more general definition than a very specific definition. I've kind of landed on this. I don't know if we're all going to coalesce around this, but I think this is what we'll at least put in for consideration, right? So include these definitions or something like these in the amendment to be reviewed by legal. But the federal government actually has some definitions that maybe that's as good a place as any to start. And I found it really interesting that they go back to like 2006, 8, and all of the new bills, at least all the ones that I found that are either floating around in the House or the Senate currently, all refer back to this definition from 2006 or 8. So I'm just going to read it to you real quick just so you kind of know what the thought process is here. But so data center, according to the federal government, the term data center is any facility that primarily contains electronic equipment used to process, store, and transmit digital information, which may be A, a freestanding structure, or B, a facility within a larger structure that uses environmental control equipment to maintain the proper conditions for the operation of electronic equipment. Sounds like a pretty good definition to me. So that's data center. Mining facility, so what we're talking about is cryptocurrency mining. Mining facility is a physical site that houses and operates specialized computer hardware for the purpose of performing proof of work mining, including associated power, cooling, and network infrastructure. And then they define proof of work mining, which I still don't understand. For whatever that's worth, I still don't understand what crypto is, but That's just me. Proof of work mining. The term proof of work mining means the operation of specialized hardware or computing systems to validate transactions and secure decentralized blockchain networks by solving cryptographic puzzles, resulting in the issuance of new units of a digital asset as a reward. So that's what the federal government calls it. And so I think in drafting this, we'll include those definitions as a jumping off point, unless anybody that knows what this stuff means can help me to come up with something better. I would appreciate that. So that's number one, and you know, definitions are always kind of the foundation of all your other regulations. You have to be really mindful of how you're defining things, because you can be, you know, way too specific, and then somebody comes in with something that's just a tiny bit different. And we're like, well, that's not what you're defining. We do this. We don't do this. So I think, you know, being somewhat vague helps us to capture more things. So that was my first point. My second point, 5,000-foot buffer. Section 2 of what the commission's asking for, requiring that such use cannot be located adjacent to or within 5,000 feet from any suburbanizing R1, R2, RAC zoning district, and that such use may not be adjacent to or within 5,000 feet of any residential dwelling, school, or church. That's almost a mile. Preliminary work that GIS department has helped me with shows me that we have in the county, we have 6. So, and I guess I should have started with this. Remember, we can only regulate what's in our jurisdiction. We can't do anything about what's in the city. So our industrial zoning districts, we currently have 6 areas. The landfill's one of them. Property owned by the airport right by Smith & Wesson is another. Stock Creek Industrial Park. There's a little bit on Airbase Road that the airport owns. On the other side of Airbase, the old Hoosier Tire plant, it's just a couple acres, that's industrial. And there's a small portion that was an extension of Little Brook Industrial Park, which is in Rockford, but there's a small portion below the city limits there that's ours. So that's all the industrial property that we have. And there is no point, from what we can tell, again, a preliminary crunch with GIS, there's no point in any of those industrial districts that's less than 5,000 feet. So a 5,000 foot, we don't have any industrial districts that are a mile across. Is another way of looking at it, okay? So the legal department has some concerns about that. I mean, maybe we just draft it and start at 5,000 feet since that's what's been asked, and let them, you know, tell us if that'll work or not. But I think the concern is that you are allowing something but not actually allowing it. There's no place, not even a pinhole inside of one of those districts where it could actually be allowed. So I'm not a lawyer, I can't tell you the implications of that, but I just want to kind of let you know the thought process behind these. And the last part, and this was a very last minute phone call today. The other thing I thought that was really kind of pertinent to this, number 6 says determining the advisability of a moratorium on such uses. And Scott, last minute, thinks that there may be an opportunity for us to do a moratorium. He's going to do some more research on it. And so if this looks like it's going to take some time, there may be an opportunity to do a moratorium. I have no familiarity with moratorium. I don't know if it's handled, you know, like a zoning amendment, or if it's simply a legislative action. So more to come on that. But the plan is to have a draft of some form back for y'all next month with either a blessing from legal or maybe some recommended changes to it. And I'm happy to take any kind of input or consideration that you all have that you think, if there's anything more that you all want to see here, or are we in the right direction, or so on. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Commissioner Giles?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Lloyd, appreciate all the hard work and the research into this. And I know when we talk about Blount County, we are just talking about rules and regulations, and this resolution just addresses Blount County property. Would there be any advantage, and I don't know what the city of Maryville and the city of Alcoa are plans, if they're planning to do anything similar to what we're doing, could we work in conjunction with their planning commissions to come up with something universal, or would that be considered collusion from your perspective?
I don't know the legal ramifications of that. I mean, we're all part of the same county. We all have similar interests.
Exactly.
You know, you've got to drive through the cities to get to anywhere in the county.
Exactly.
You know, that may be a question for the you know, the folks in charge with all of the above, if they wanted to discuss that, and, you know, I think it's certainly a possibility. One thing to remember from that, though, is, you know, all of our zoning for all the municipalities, you know, all the municipalities have their own zoning. We talk about Maryville and Alcoa, but the little towns have it too. While it all sort of works the same way, none of it is the same. It not even close, right? I mean, we all have districts, we all have zoning, but the particulars of all of them are very different.
Right.
With the exception, I'll say, of Louisville and Friendsville are really close together. But other than that, everybody else's is kind of, you know, they've kind of morphed over time to fit the particular communities. So I don't know how easy it would be to plug and play one universal ordinance for all the above, but I certainly don't think they should conflict with each other. But I say that to, you know, the cities have no jurisdiction over our property, and we have none over theirs.
Understanding. Thank you.
Commissioner Bright?
Thank you. After passing this resolution and speaking with some constituents and things, I think we'd probably like to add cemeteries on that list as well. That's all I got.
Commissioner McClellan?
I know Knox County just this month passed a moratorium on this subject, and I know many other counties have too. And until something is adopted, I would suggest that Blount County also do a moratorium.
Commissioner Wells?
Thanks, sir. This, as it's spelled out, kind of the requests here, and you're not wrong, Thomas, in talking about the parameters exclude pretty well without saying moratorium. It creates one, and I think that was done intentionally based upon other counties. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bradley County is one of the counties that had some legal issues that were trying to do a moratorium. I know the newspaper calls it a moratorium in Knox County. We need to make sure that that's actually what it says and is, but that we don't create a legal issue with that word. I think that's the reason we did what we did. But I would also say this, like you gave the definition of a data center earlier. We need to be careful and say that we specifically called out in this resolution AI data centers. All data centers are not alike. AI data centers are what's being targeted, and knows what the massive nature of them and all of that. So we have data centers all over the place. So we don't want to create it so generic that it ends up hurting somebody that's got a simple, you know, data center that's within one building. So let's be careful about that.
That's a good point. Commissioner Hodge?
If what you're saying is the 5,000 feet from any adjacent is not even in our county anyway, correct? You said we couldn't meet that currently, so.
Well, so when you look at it, the way that it's recommended is that it could be allowed, potentially, in the industrial zoning district, provided that it's not 5,000 feet, or that it's greater than 5,000 feet from any of those other zoning districts and list of uses. You can go to the middle of any of our currently zoned industrial areas, and there's no point on the boundary of that industrial that is greater than 5,000 feet. That makes sense.
Where I'm leading this to is probably 20, 25 years ago when the cell phone tower evolved, it was almost similar. And I remember it being challenged, and part of the challenge was the regulations were so restrictive that it couldn't facilitate a cell phone tower. And then the FCC, I think, adopted them, is that correct, which superseded the regulations, is that right? So keeping that process in mind, let's roll time forward and assume that the data center industry is rolled under some sort of a government deal. What are we going to wish we did or didn't do to help address that?
I think that's a great point. Commissioner Soldiers?
With the definition, maybe something AI or data center, look at computational operations requiring substantial electrical or cooling infrastructure. And maybe even add the word similar in there to begin it, the beginning part of it. Similar computational operations require substantial electrical and cooling infrastructure, because that kind of puts that bar, I mean, substantial is subjective, but that puts some sort of bar up there in it. And then I know a big concern was about a lot of water usage, and I think that addresses in here about the utilities pretty much not being passed on to the users, but also considering drought requirement, maybe a drought requirement clause in there saying, hey, if we hit into a drought or something, that they have to reduce 50% or just something, just in case. Just trying to think out loud.
Yeah, Commissioner Hannah?
I have reached out to a Knox County commissioner. They did approve a moratorium on an AI data center. The resolution defines a data center, including but not limited to AI, cryptocurrency, mining operations, and blockchain computing centers.
Excuse me. So Knox County has approved a moratorium.
That is correct. It's a temporary pause to allow local planning to draft a comprehensive zoning ordinances. Yeah.
Thank you.
Commissioner McClellan?
Did I understand Mr. Bright say that he wanted to include cemeteries? Can you tell me why?
Property I had in mind that could potentially have one of these has no residence very close, but it does have a cemetery very close.
I would suggest that, that you do a moratorium immediately, and that gives you time to either accept the resolution that's created in front of us now, or recommend that we accept the resolution now, is what I would think. Is that what we're facing, Darrell? Is this just discussion?
I don't think we have a resolution currently in front of us that's suitable for us to try to adopt.
Well, what's this we're looking at?
Well, that's the resolution that the commission passed to send to us to create a resolution, I believe.
Okay. I would say suggest that we take some sort of an action tonight, recommending, agreeing, favoritism. I think we should do something, not just continue on.
I think you're probably right.
I'll come up with something.
Commissioner Bright,
Do you recognize me, Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Bright, yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we have a moratorium on AI data centers and cryptocurrency mining until staff is able to provide us with a resolution.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Bright, and I think I heard a second by Commissioner Hannah. And we also had Commissioner Bledsoe wanted to say something. Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would like to ask a question of Mr. Lloyd again, please,
I'm
if I
sorry.
may. I'd like to ask a question of Thomas Lloyd
Please do.
pertaining to this issue. In your opinion, sir, although I'm in favor of what we just proposed, do we need to run this by legal before we take any further action on it, in your opinion? Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought this planning commission was going to issue a moratorium.
I'm not even sure who has the authority to
That's
issue the moratorium. I don't know, I mean, with the planning commission's recommendation, does that then require the county commission to enact the moratorium, would be my guess?
I would think
But
so.
I don't know. So I think if y'all are recommending it, then that gets legal on the case, so to speak, as soon as possible, and we could go from there. I think that's perfectly fine.
Basically make it a moratorium in the zoning, it's a zoning. Right. That's our recommendation.
And that's exactly my point. I don't know either. I'm not sure this planning commission has that authority, but to make that recommendation back to the county commission after running it through legal, I think is the correct route that we should take.
Okay, we need to clarify what the motion was before we act on it.
Nick, that's yours.
Moratorium for AI data center and crypto mining currency from our zoning regulations, and I think we should probably put a time on it. I don't know what y'all would suggest, but I'm thinking 2 years.
Well, that might be fine, but I would think we could get something in place within 2 years. Would you not, Thomas?
Well, if we had something in place, it doesn't have to go the complete 2 years, but it would give us plenty. We can do 1 year if that's what you would rather do.
I don't know. I don't have a preference. I'm just,
Let's just do 1 year, and if we need to, we can extend it.
I would hate to think we're dragging this out 2 years. Commissioner Hannah?
Can we add blockchain computing centers to that, please?
I'm sorry?
Blockchain computing centers? Then it'll be in line with Knox County.
Commissioner Bright, do you want 2 years? I'm okay with it.
1 year's fine.
Yeah.
1 year's fine, okay.
Yeah.
And you're, with that blockchain computing center.
Okay, I want you to read what you have, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, Commissioner Bright has recommended a moratorium for AI data centers, cryptocurrency mining, blockchain computing centers for a moratorium for 1 year to be recommended to commission.
Commissioner Bright, is that what your recommendation is?
Yes, that's correct.
And Commissioner Hannah, are you okay with your second on that?
Yes, Mr. Solons has something to add.
Yeah, maybe we can just grab that by adding similar computational operations requiring substantial electrical and cooling. That'll just be a good net unless somebody
I'm
has an
afraid that's
issue with
gonna
that.
cause some unintended consequences, like Commissioner Wells had said a minute ago. That gets pretty broad there.
So you're not okay with adding that to your? That's okay?
No.
No. Commissioner Wright does not want that added to his motion.
I think you're gonna see this go pretty quick because you had 19 in favor. That was everybody that was there that night, and 2 were absent. So I don't think you're gonna have any controversy or any disagreements. So whatever we do is gonna get the ball rolling.
Mr. Wright did not want it added to his. We can take a vote on amending it, if that's what you want to do. Okay. So, one more time, read the motion that's in front of us.
The motion from Commissioner Bright is for a moratorium for AI data centers, cryptocurrency mining, blockchain computing centers, for our zoning regulations for 1 year.
Commissioner Bright, is that correct?
That's correct.
Commissioner Hannah, you're okay on that? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now, is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, are y'all ready to take a vote? Have we got the computer ready?
Yes. Yes.
Please vote.
Motion passes.
The recommendation passes. Now we're down to the item of public input on items not on the agenda, if anyone cares to address that. Seeing none, I don't think there's anybody here. Our next meeting is August 27th. Anything else from any of the commissioners? Commissioner McClellan?
Curious about our 4 hours of continuing education this year. You gonna have something come up for that?
Yeah, we can get you some.
Anyone else? Seeing none,
Actually,
we'll accept the motion to adjourn.
I have something real quick. I'm so sorry, Darryl.
Hold on a second, Commissioner Hannah.
I'd like to make a suggestion for the new commissioners coming on. Having those videos that you have us watch would be helpful for them to understand. Nick, this is not my idea, it's Nick's. I've kind of took it from him. It was his idea. But the videos that you had us watch, it would be helpful for the new commissioners coming in to watch those so that they can understand the process and how this works and what we're allowed to do and not allowed to do.
Okay.
So we'd like for those to be sent to them early on.
Okay. Anything else now? Seeing none, I'll accept the motion to adjourn. All in favor? Motion, meeting adjourned.